Good evening. My name is Douglas Harper. I'm here as a representative from Stitch, Standing Together in Tolerance Changing Humanity, which has their website, www.sewingdiversitytogether.com. Now, it's interesting because on one of our blogs lately, we've had a topic of discussion going on. Topic of discussion has been on same-sex marriage and civil unions. Now, a lot of my straight supporters seem to believe that I should be fighting for civil unions because it's a winnable fight, quote unquote. If civil unions were given all full benefits, just like marriages, but were called civil unions instead of marriages, then that's what I should be fighting for, because it's winnable. I, however, disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because 10 years ago, back in the early 2000s, the GLBT community, gays, lesbians, bisexuals, and transgenders, were fighting for civil unions, right after Vermont passed theirs. And the Netherlands and other countries had civil unions, but we were denied them even then. The states weren't willing to compromise. Excuse me. Then in 2003, Massachusetts passed same-sex marriage laws. Interesting. This changed the entire debate because now a lot of the GLBT community, they got a taste of equality. They got a taste of the freedom that we should have had all along. It's discrimination for the government not to allow marriage to us. One of the debates on the website is, yes, but the definition of marriage is one man and one woman coming together for the reason of procreation. Procreation. Is that the only reason for marriage? Because I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. Well, this country was founded on religious views, and procreation is the entire reason for children. That might have been the case for the reason of marriage to begin with. But I'm not so sure it's the reason anymore. Marriage comes with survivor benefits, social security benefits, healthcare benefits. Not just children. There's other things going on than just children. And what about all those families that don't have children? Or can't have children? Or don't want to have children? But they still want to be married. It's the American dream to want to be married. I think we all grow up and in our childhoods, and we watch the little Disney fairy tale movies and stuff going on, and we think to ourselves, I can imagine getting married. I've talked to many girls, and they've said they can imagine their dress. They can imagine where it's going to be at and how they're going to get married and what it's going to look like. Where I've talked to many guys, and the guy is like, yes, I'm going to have a dog, and I'm going to have a house, and I had one friend that even said I'm going to build my house after I get married. So, I think marriage is something that most people want. It's the American dream. Gay people are not any different in that aspect. Gay people have this dream to get married. They just have, however, like the same sex. We might not be able to have kids with another guy or a girl with another girl, but isn't marriage supposed to be about love, commitment? Well, a lot of people say marriage is a religious term. That might be too. It might have come from religion. But almost every ceremony that has put two people together in our culture, in our society, is referred to as marriage. So there were all these ceremonies going on before Christianity took place. But I believe, like I said, marriage is more than that. Marriage to me is about love. Life is about love. It's about finding who we are, being comfortable with who we are, and then finding somebody to share our life with. And in sharing our life with, we're witnessing their life and they're witnessing ours. It's a validation that we have lived on this earth. It's kind of like an imprint. Somebody to say, yes, he or she did this, he or she did that. We have somebody that can recognize what we do for our living to make a difference in this life. Excuse me. Marriage is about love and companionship. It goes so far beyond just children. It's a bond between two people. And the sexual aspect for having kids creates a bond. There's a few religions out there, as one of my representatives, Gail, has mentioned. She, on the website, she's talked about how you can't get any closer to God than when you are having the most pleasure in your entire life. Which I thought was kind of an interesting way of putting it. But that's not what this is about. This is about bonding. This is about love. And sexual aspect is a portrayal of that. It's about sharing your life with somebody and being close. And this guy that I was talking about, he's a diehard Catholic. And I don't have any problem with religion, or Catholics, or Catholicism. To each his own. But this guy tells me that I have to live a life of chastity. That I can never have sex, can never do that, and nobody will ever accept me for me being gay because of that reason. And he believes that being gay, you're born that way. But I have to live a life of chastity. And God is putting me through a test. A test to not have sex. First of all, being gay doesn't have to do all about sex. That's a stereotype that all gay men are out there being promiscuous and all this other stuff. Some people might, but again, it's a stereotype. And so I'm like, you're passing judgment on me. I've never talked about my sexual life at all, but I'm automatically assumed that this is what I'm doing without even being asked. Secondly, living a life of chastity. If I personally decide to live a life without sex, and I met somebody, and I said, sure, come live with me, and they didn't agree with my lifestyle, are they going to stick around very long? Probably not. Which means that I'm going to be sitting around watching as everybody gets married, has children, gets their own families, and moves on with their life. That's just not okay with me. That's kind of putting a life of isolation. What a nasty test if God really wanted me to do that. But I don't believe that's what was intended. My life is much more than that. And when God says be fruitful in the Bible, does it just mean being fruitful? Or could there be other interpretations for that? Could it mean to expand our lives, find our purpose, live life to the fullest, multiply our love? Possibly. But in the end, our government is supposed to be separate from church. Church and state are supposed to be separate. It's a law for other people to get married, so therefore it should be a law for homosexuals. By separating us, it's discrimination. It's against the 14th Amendment, and we are separated as a class of second-class citizens, which just isn't right. Marriage is about love. It's about companionship. It's about witnessing somebody's life and having somebody witness our life. And it's about having somebody there to depend on. And it's about survivalship. And that's what marriage is about for a couple. Thank you, and good evening.